I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the do's and don'ts for divorced, separated families, two household families when it comes to applying for financial aid. And of course, I imagine like with a lot of things, there's an added layer of complexity here. But I want to make sure that you're well versed on how to navigate this process for your family. Now, first things first, colleges don't consider any difference between a separated family and a divorced family. It doesn't matter if it became formalized 10 years ago or if it was informal 10 days ago. If there's two separate physical addresses and the family files separate tax returns, that's considered a two-household family in this process. So how does it work? We talked about earlier, schools that use the federal methodology that only require the FAFSA, that means we are only providing the information of the custodial household, the custodial parent, or if they are remarried, parents, because now that step-parent lives in the custodial household. So it is that household and only that household that completes and submits the FAFSA. The non-custodial parent, even if it's the biological parent that lives in the same apartment building, just in a different unit, they don't complete the FAFSA at all. In schools that only require the FAFSA, they are completely removed from the financial aid application process. Now, that is not every college. Most colleges that use the institutional and consensus methodology also require the information of the non-custodial household, specifically the biological parent, and in most cases, they're also going to ask for details if that parent is remarried from the step-parent of the non-custodial household. In just about every case, this is done through what's called the non-custodial CSS profile. So each household, for colleges that require it, if it's a two-household family, each household is going to complete a separate CSS profile and submit those to the colleges that require that information. Now, you will not see one another's information. Oftentimes there's a concern where ex-spouses do not want to share their financial details with the ex-spouse. That's not going to happen here. You complete separate applications, submit them individually to each of the colleges that are going to require that information, and you will not see one another's information, okay? Now, again, not all schools are the same, and not all schools only require the non-custodial CSS profile. Some schools have a separate individual application that they want from the non-custodial household when it's relevant. So again, who needs what, when do they need it, how they need it. Again, every single college is different. Our technology is going to make life easier on you. We're going to tell you exactly what colleges require from those that you are considering or are targeting. And there's also some real strategy here, right? There is some strategy here. If we are a family that is divorced or separated, a two-household family, we might consider only applying or primarily applying to federal methodology colleges. Now we know that the non-custodial parent's information is not going to be considered whatsoever. And there's also some exceptions to the rules here, right? So in the institutional and consensus methodology schools, there are individual schools that do not, in fact, require the information from that non-custodial household. So it would behoove us to consider applying to some of those particular colleges. And again, you don't have to do all this research yourself. You just put the important information into the technology, and we're going to tell you who's going to be good fits from a financial standpoint based on your family situation.